Okay, so I've rebooted everything and hopefully you can hear me again. So I'll just wait to see if you guys can join me. I can't actually see anybody now. Oh, Lucy says that's better. Phew. I just rebooted everything. Rebooted the phone. Right. So let's try again. Let's pretend that that was all calm and serene. And that wasn't actually quite terrifying. I do have to just do one more thing that I need to do in order to show you the page. So just bear with me because there are a lot of buttons that I have to press and I've just missed one. Totally beads. Hang on. So that I can show you the tutorials. Oh, no, that's not playing. Come on. There we go. Right. So we're all good now. So yes, everybody's saying sorted. Brilliant. So, well, thank you very much for joining me, even though it's a little bit, yes, so showing my swan sign. I just sort of went, oh, because there's lots of things to set up before we go live. On one of these, and I've got lots of buttons and things to do. So thank you very much for your patience, and I hope you've all come back now because I do have a really nice project to show you today, which I am just going to take you to on the on the website. Calm and serene. So let's go and have a look at the computer. So here we go. This is the workshop that we are doing today, or the tutorial, I should say. Dear we go. Here we go. Anyway, this is what we're going to be doing. The peanut necklace. So the peanut necklace, I love these little peanut beads, these cat's eye peanut beads, and they're called peanut beads because they're shaped like little peanuts, like the casing you get your monkey nuts in. So somebody just said it's just initiation into being a TV presenter. Tech has to mess up on you somehow. Yes, I know. Yeah, and we do get that on CNC every now and again where things just happen for no particular reason. But you can't really reboot a TV station like you can all of mine. And Angela says I need new teeth too. Yeah. So anyway, we're looking at the peanut beads today, and I put these together, this project together, because it's another really fun, cost-effective project that's not going to be too erroneous on your pocket. And they make great presents as well because they're really fun. So for this, you need cat's eye beads here, and you need miracle beads. Okay, 5mm miracle beads, but you can use other things as well. You could put crystals in there, perhaps. You could really play around with the design with this because it's a really simple pattern, really easy to do. You can do it in front of the TV and just have some fun with it. And as I said, the cat's eye beads. Now, just to give you an idea, I have made the necklace. So let's have a look at the necklace that I've made, and this is it. And this is a nice length on me. So if I just show you it on me, I'll give you an idea. That's the size of it. Okay, that's a bit close to my microphone. I've moved my microphone now. So I found my microphone, I've moved it, which means it's all sticking out everywhere, but hopefully that's okay. So this is the length of the necklace. So this case, the necklace is 20 inches plus the toggle, and that used 1.5 strands of the peanut beads. Okay, so let's come in and show you what I've been using. Okay, so I've got miracle beads, and in this I used a mixture of miracle beads. So I used There is a bag of 10 sets of the miracle beads on the website, on the page, which is really good value. It brings the price down quite considerably. So I used 4 different bags, and you can see I've used probably, every other one on here is grey. Okay, so we can just see that there. Every other one in the space is the grey, or the, maybe you call that the white actually, is the white. And you can see I've used about half a bag. So I could use a single colour, but I thought it was much more fun to mix up the colours inside. And you can see I've got quite a lot left. And miracle beads are so much fun. I think they're amazing. When you look at the way that they're coloured, it's just beautiful. So the other colours we have to play with are all of these luscious ones, all in that bundle of 10. And you can see this is a strand of the peanuts. So actually, I think they're quite good fun just on their own, just threaded on to a necklace like that. I think that's really good fun. But you can see we've got all sorts of colours in there. So we could put the red in there because we've got the red one, the lilacs can go in there, that hot pink can go in there. And you can mix up those colours, as I said, and make it really spotty, like I have inside there. Or you could be a bit more sort of solid in those colours. So I think, what shall I choose? Because also the thing I love about this is the way that it moves. It just moves beautifully. I love it. I'm absolutely in love with this necklace. So let's have a look at how we make it. So the supplies we need, we're going to be doing right angle weave. Now, a lot of you who are beaders will know exactly what that means. But if you're not a regular beader and you sort of popped over from my quilting sort of area, it means that you need a needle and thread. Okay, so you will need a needle and thread for this. I've got beading needle and I've got a length of thread here. Just choose your favourite thread and something that's going to kind of disappear. I've used a dark colour today so that you can see it, but you could go for a neutral. So this is actually Nymo because I just have a ton of this in my stash, so any excuse to work my way through it. I mean, literally, I've got about 100 reels of it. It feels like that anyway. Because I used to have a shop. I opened a shop back in 2011, which was a third quilting, a third beading, and a third wool. And actually, the beading side didn't take off. We just weren't in the right area. So I ended up buying all the stash. And mostly it was, nearly all of it's been used, but mostly it was the thread. But you can use whatever threads you like and whatever you're comfortable with. You just need something you're going to be able to thread onto a needle and stitch with. Then we've got the 5mm miracle beads. Now, I don't know which ones to use. I'm quite tempted to go with the red, you know, on this one. Maybe red and put another one in there. So Joe says, you have my favourites again. Yeah, Katrina, beautiful. All the colours. I know, it's so hard to choose. The thing is, depending on what you put inside the necklace, I've done quite a spotty sort of look to it inside there. So you don't really notice those miracle beads apart from the fact that you notice they're there, but they're not a strong design feature. If you use something very bold, like perhaps the red, then that will be quite dominant. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what happens when we use this red against all of those other colours. Now, I should probably have enough in here to do a whole necklace, because there is quite a few miracle beads in there. And I love the way that the miracle beads reflect. They really are a miracle. I'd love to know how they actually make them. So that's what we've got there. And then I've got my peanut beads here. Now I have the other half. As I said, I used 1.5 strands for my necklace, because you're doubling up. So this looks like it'll be enough for a bracelet, but actually there'll be 2 on each sort of weave. So you'll need twice as much as you think you will. So let me just undo this peanut and we can get started. So I always tie my ends on when I'm finishing a strand. So Let's just take all of these off and put them in a lovely pile. And there we go. So I've popped those, move these other ones out of the way that we're not using. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my strand and I've got it quite long because I want to keep a tail on the end. So when I say long, I mean I've got about 30 inches on here. It's ridiculously long, but I want to keep this quite long tail on the end here because when I've finished my necklace, I'm going to weave in. Here I've made just a little seed bead toggle on the end there. And the other end of the toggle is my other peanut, but you see I have put seed beads on there just to make those toggles at either end, and it just helps if I don't have to put another thread in, so I can do it all in one piece. So let's just make some space, and now I've got my thread. I have threaded my needle. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a bead. So I'm going to go bead, and then I'm going to go peanut, bead, and let's do another peanut. Let's do a green peanut. All right. Just got to find the end. Right, okay. So this is the first start of your right angle weave. Okay, what we've got is 4 pieces on there. Now I'm going to move it down to where I want it to be. And I'm going to go back through those first 4. All right, so my needle's going through those 4. And then I'm going to pull that tight. So that will pull that round. There we go. And make our first sort of peanut nugget. Let's think of that as a peanut nugget. All right. Now, quite often when I'm doing stuff like this, I put a bead on it, a bead that just holds it in place. But actually, I'm going to be going around this first nugget here. So that's going to hold it all tight. So question, are the peanuts available in single colours? I'm not very good with random colourways. That's a good question, Sue. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. You could lie these all out and put them in order, but I don't know how many you get for sort of each one, to be honest. I'm just going random. So... But I just pick up the next one and make sure it's not the same as the last one. Let me move those out of the way so you can see a bit more of my hands. Okay, so there's my first nugget. And I'm going to go round, pull that tight. And then I'm going to go round again. Okay, so this is the trickiest thing about this method or this design is keeping that tension, because you want your nugget to be like that. All right, so I'm going to go round all the way round my first one. So I've gone round twice, and now I'm going to come up through all right, so this is my start thread, and now I've gone round twice just because I want that to be nice and tight. Totally Bead says, but on the string you get approximately 81 beads, so we'll get a good amount of colours because it's not available in individual colours. So there we go, that's our first nugget. And then after this, we're just going to keep adding three beads each time, because this is the first bead of our next nugget. Okay, and I'm calling it a nugget just because these are peanuts, and peanuts make me think of nuggets. So this is not a technical term. This is a Sarah-ism. So I'm going to pick up my next one. Now, I've got green here, so I don't want another green to sit next to it. So I'm going to go for a pink. Okay, because that's going to sit there like that. And then I'm going to go for another red. And then I'm going to go for a blue. And come back through that first one there. And now I need to pull that tight. And if you crochet, I kind of do the same thing I do when I'm beading like this as I do when I crochet, which is wrap my thread over my first finger, over my index finger, and hold it tight back here. Because now what I want to do is go back up through that first nugget and out the top. But I want it to stay nice and tight. Okay, so I'm holding that tension just here. Pull that tight. There we go. Because if it's loose, look, if it's loose, this happens and you don't get that lovely look that we want to. Now what you can do is you can put your bead before, put your needle in the bead there and give it a tug. And then this one here as well and give it a tug to tighten that up. And you see how all of a sudden those reds are really bouncing through. Sue, I was thinking green peanuts with red miracles would have a holly Christmas vibe. They certainly would, wouldn't they? So, so now we just go back onto the next one. So I'm going to pick up an orange or an orangey red and then another red bead. Because remember, my first red bead of this nugget is from the previous one. And then let's do a black one. Oh, there we go. Back in through that previous one there. All right, so I'm pulling that tight and keeping that nice and tight there, up through that previous nugget. Pull tight. And then if I need to, pop that down because we want them to be quite structured like that. I'm really liking it with the red. It looks very different with a single strong colour in the middle. Diane says could do an ombre effect. So I was thinking green. Oh, I read that one out. So Diane's not keen on the random. Not everybody does random. I have to say it's not everybody's cup of tea. But it's random in the way that I'm trying not to put things next to each other that are the same. But you could sort them out. You could sort them into colourways and into piles. There we go, back through that. And I just like the way that they sit either side of that miracle bead. So there we go, we've got a little tangled there. Let's just unwrap that. There we go. And there. Keeping everything nice and tight, holding on to it in my left hand, thread over my index finger, there like that. Actually, let's see if I can bring in the focus a little more. There we go. So, Lynn, hello, Lynn. I am doing peanut beads in a necklace with a right angle weave. So, let's just... Right, so that's got a bit loose then because I let go. You see, that's a bit loose. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is come back here and pull that down with my needle. And then pull this one with my needle. And I'm holding on to the thread in my left hand. And that just sort of slides it down. There we go. All the time I'm trying to keep hold of that tension. So, please don't try that at home. Oh, I see. I've got Angela's. I read the last quote. Sorry there. Angela, she said, a peanut necklace. And if you get hungry halfway through, you should try and eat them. You could try and eat them. And then she says, but please don't try that at home. No, so these are the peanuts. And they're called peanuts because they're shaped like sort of monkey nuts. And this is the necklace that we are making. There we go. That's what we're making. I've just chosen with this one. I used every other miracle bead was the white, and then I used a different color in between each of the white. So I went dark blue, turquoise green, dark blue, turquoise green, all the way through. But here I'm just using solid red, just because I thought it'd be nice to see what it looks like if you make one like that. So here we go. So it's just a right angle weave. So for each nugget, I am picking up a peanut, a bead, and another peanut. Oh, can't find a hole. It does help if you're not trying to look through lighting rigs and everything. There we go. Pull that tight. And then go back through that next peanut and the bead, so you're ready to come out. And the joy of a right angle weave is you never have to count anything. We're not worrying about how many rows we've done or how many stitches we've done, because each time you can go away and leave it and come back 6 months later and still know exactly where you are in the pattern, because it's just simply pick up a peanut, peanut, miracle, peanut, peanut, miracle, peanut, and that's it. So let's go pick up another one. I'm doing yellow this time. Yellow, miracle. Now that you see that one would be there, and then I'd have two the same, and I don't really want that. So when I say I'm random, I'm relatively random. So let's go back through that one there. Pull that tight. And all the time trying to keep that tension quite firm, because we want those peanuts to sit quite happily next to the miracle beads and not have the miracle beads sort of floundering around. So again, I need to sort that tension out. Just pull that down, and there we go, nice and tight. So basically that's it. We just sit here for another hour and continue like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to finish it and how to do the toggle on either end. So I'm just going, I like to make sure everything is really secure. So I'm going to go back around, and also every now and again, if you're having trouble keeping your tension, you can go back every now and again and go round your nugget again. Just come back up through and pull it tight and make sure everything is secure. Oh. So let's pull this down. See, and that's nice and tight now. So to do my toggle, let's just move some of these out of the way. I've got some teeny tiny seed beads from my stash, which I have put somewhere. What did I do with them? I moved everything when I had to reboot my computer. So, and now there's somebody with a very loud trolley outside my workspace. So that's, I'm just going to have, I'm just having one of those days. Do you know when you just have one of those days and there's nothing you can do about it? So we're just going to have to wait. He's got a delivery for me, that's all, but I can't go to the door. I have a big notice on my door. Yes, you could do it with 2 needles, Sue. I do have a big notice on my door that says, broadcasting, please do not disturb. He's obviously ignoring that today. It's probably a delivery man that doesn't know what that actually means, because everybody else here knows. Right. So I've got some seed beads. So let's grab... So what I did with this one is one end with my toggle, I've done three beads, and then I think it was 10 in total. Let me just double check. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then my peanut. So we'll do that first of all with, these are size 11s. So I'm just going to, this will vary depending on what sizes you're using. I just use these because they kind of matched in with my peanuts. You could use spacer beads if you want. So I've got 7 on there, and then I'm going to take my toggle bead and then one more and bring this back down to the end of my necklace. I did see Angela said that yellow one looks like a jelly baby. It does, doesn't it, actually? Yes, it does. So here we go. We'll go back down through our peanut and then through the first 4 of those beads there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that I've got 3 left. And if you're using bigger or smaller beads, you'll just need to adjust this accordingly. All right, so let's pull that. I'm going to put 3 more on. 1, 2, 3. And go back in the other side of my miracle bead. All right, and now I'm going to pull that tight. And you see what I've got is let's see if we can bring you in a little closer. There we go. So I've got those 3 beads coming up here. So I put 7 on, then my peanut, then 1, and then back down through the first 4. And then 3 on the other side and into the other side of that bead. So now what I'm going to do with this end is I'm going to travel back down. In order to secure it, I'm going to travel back down through these other nuggets. You can go round as many times as you like. You can go down as far as you like. All right. Just to tighten everything up. Oh, I've got caught there somehow. Right. So let's imagine that I've not got tangled because I was so busy looking at the other screen to make sure you were in focus. I wasn't actually watching what I was doing. That's the end. There we go. I've got tangled. Oh, right. What I'm going to do is if in doubt, I've got a long piece of thread there, so I can afford to do this. Just chop it off. There we go. So now I need to refocus. You see, there's a surprising amount of technology required to produce something like this, and the more technology I have, the more likely I am to mess it up. So let me just thread my needle. Right, so we'll travel back down. Travel back down through. Okay, so. And to finish the thread, once you're happy that you've gone back down far enough, what you want to do is come out of one of the beads. It's better to do it in one of these centre beads, and take your needle around the previous stitch. Let's just bring that in there. Okay, so I'm bringing my needle through the thread that's going into the above peanut, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my needle around, sorry, my thread around my needle and pull that tight. And what that actually does is it creates a little knot. Okay, so then I can go a bit further on and do the same thing again. And very quickly, you can, if you don't want to wrap your needle around it, you can actually just bring your needle through around the thread and just tie that off like that. And then when you are happy that you have gone far enough, I tend to go through another bead just to be on the safe side. But once you're happy that you've gone through far enough or enough beads, you can get your snippers out and snip that. And again, I do snip it as it comes out one of the bottom beads. So get in there with your snippers. I haven't got my snippers right now, but scissors will do. And there we go. Okay, so that's one end. And now what you want to do is the other end, you need to make a loop of beads that's going to be long enough to go through your toggle like that. And actually it does need to be longer than you think, because I thought, oh, 10 beads will be long enough. But again, I've got 3 beads. Actually, this time I did 4 because I wanted it to be a little bit looser. So I've got 4 beads. Let me just get my needle in, wherever that needle's gone. There we go. So here, I've got 3. Oh, no, it is 3. 3 beads. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crikey, I can't count these. So I've got 4 beads, and then I added all of these extra ones and went back through the 5th bead and then 4 on this side. So I actually did, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So you can see I needed 23 plus that original. So I threaded 28 onto my needle and then went through the 5th one and then added another 4 this side and did exactly the same thing again, and then passed my needle back down through the necklace, doing the odd stop stitch as I went along, which is basically bringing the needle up through that thread and creating a knot, either by putting your needle through the loop again or through wrapping your needle around that, you're wrapping your thread around that needle. And then you end up with this. So here we go. This necklace, as I said, you'll need 1.5 sets of the peanuts for this, and 1, maybe 2 sets of your miracles. All right, and that creates a necklace that's about 20 inches long plus your toggle. So that would work out at about £6 a necklace, which if you're making these to gift or making them to sell is very cost effective. They've got a lovely movement to it. They make a nice noise when they move as well. And it's a really simple stitch. So I'm hoping that you guys will really enjoy this one and have a go. It's great fun to make. Absolutely loved doing it. Really enjoyed doing this the other night. Sat there and caught up on Strictly while I sat there doing my beading. And here we go. So there we go. That's everything for today. Now I've got my technology sorted out. I do apologise for the other one where we had terrible sound, but we got here in the end. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some of your finished projects, because that's always the fun bit. You see, it's great for me to show you how to do something. It's even better when you show me what you do with it. So please do post here. You can, oh, thank you, Alison. She says, absolutely fabulous. Yeah, do post it here. And also, if you want, you can pop over to Sarah Payne Quilter and post pictures over there too, because I love to see what you guys are up to. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this Wednesday. Alison said doing a naughty at work. Couldn't possibly comment. I am at work, but it's my place, so you know, a naughty's a naughty. But yes, Jodie, I probably am going to delete the first video because I don't want to hear what I sound like as a Dalek. That's just too freaky. But thank you very much for joining me, and I really hope you have some fun with your peanuts. So I will see you again here next Wednesday, and then obviously Kitty will be back on Sunday, I think it is. But thank you very much for joining me, and have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.